Welcome to episode 2. And we're going to start it off with a new introduction to the powder coat shop. I just got home from work, so let's see what got delivered. This is the Shark AI robot, self-empty. Hoping it works. It doesn't get too plugged up with the powder dust and sandblasting dust, but I think it'll be an issue when I let the shop get too carried away. So we'll just have to keep up on it. So this is the self-empty base and charging station. I was reading, you gotta keep it at a certain distance from other objects. So we'll have to find a good spot for it here, but let's get this guy out. I'm gonna get this thing set up. I don't really know where to put it. If I put it here, I risk getting dust from the powder on the sensor. I could put it under here. I'd have to run a cord and then have to crawl under there every time I want to dump the vacuum part. We'll just put it here for now and see how it does. Well, it's doing something. Vacuum's hooked up. It's only at 10% charge. It needs 50 to do its Explorer run, so we'll see how that goes. I could probably peel this sticker off here. I got the Wi-Fi hooked up to it. I got the app downloaded, and I have named the vacuum, but there seems to be some controversy on the name, so I'm gonna let you guys decide in the comments. I've had recommendations to name it Sniffany, which I do like. And I also was kind of thinking maybe Pablo Escabroom, but I'll let you guys decide in the comments. Sniffany or Pablo Escabroom, because this thing will be sniffing powder off of this floor for sure. Well, that's more than enough vacuums for one episode. Let's get back on that bike build. What's up, everybody? I brought the linkage, shock, and the brakes with me to work. Figure I'll start tearing some of that stuff down, getting it ready for coating. I have to do some work to the shock. When I got it out of the pile of parts, it was actually leaking. So somewhere it lost its nitrogen and some oil was leaking out of the reservoir cap. So come along as we see what we're working with. All right, so this is what I've got. I'm gonna start tearing some of this stuff down, but I brought the foot peg mounts with because I was actually going to try to clean these up and Cerakote them, but they are hammered and the holes are oblonged. Both of them are, they were probably used too much when it was new, I suppose, but so those are smoked. The linkage, I was going to take this apart and clean up some casting, but looks like rock got it pretty good here. Not sure if I'm going to try to fix this or look for a new one. This is still usable and I can clean some of this casting up, but we'll see what I'm gonna do with that. Brakes are okay. We're gonna Cerakote these. So I'm gonna start taking these apart. I do need lines for this bike. As you can tell, these lines have seen better days. This brake lever is nowhere near straight, so we'll probably get some breakaway levers for it. And the reservoirs are in pretty good shape. I'm going to likely take out the sight glasses and weld that up, and that'll allow me to Cerakote them, and then he'll never have to worry about breaking reservoir glass. I got a new clevis on the way, disc brake guard for the rear. I've actually got a new one of these on the way, but she's pretty well shot. And the brake pads were, well, there wasn't much left. So let's get to tearing these down, get some parts in the ultrasonic, and see where it takes us. This screw is not in good shape. I thought I could get it. Now what I'm gonna have to do is either try to get this lid to turn just a little bit, which I don't believe I can. If not, I might have to drill the head off this bolt and then grab the rest with vice grips or pliers. So see if I can get lucky. Love it when a plan comes together. You can just see how filthy the fluid is in this. Long past due. So in order to get the pistons out of here, I should have probably left the screw in, but I'll try to plug one of these holes. Use a small amount of air. I like to put a rag in between the pistons and the caliper so that they don't crack anything or break. Add a little bit of air to it, should blow the pistons out. Let's try it. Well, they're not moving, so I'm gonna put that bleeder screw back in, see what happens. There, they're moving. So if this one were to come all the way out, you wouldn't be able to get this one out. So we're gonna put something in between these two and hope that we can get this one moving. Well, she's tight, but she's moving. There, now that we got them out, we'll go ahead and pick the O-rings right out of here. Now she's ready for a cleaning, so we're gonna repeat the same process for the rear brake. First, we should probably take apart this front master cylinder. So let's see how this comes apart. Well, that looks like about it, minus the sight glass. So we'll see if we can get the sight glass out now. All right, so my plan, I'm gonna put a nut in there, and then I'm gonna put a washer on the top, and I'm gonna use a pry bar, and I'm gonna see if I can just pop it out. The washer is to keep from marring the cylinder body, so let's see what we can do. All right, so I got the sight glass out. I ended up putting it in the vise, but I put a bigger nut on this side, smaller nut on this side, got my pry bar and it popped it out, but only the plastic window came out. So it looks like there's still a metal ring in here. So I'm gonna try to pop that out with a screwdriver or a seal puller here, see what happens. Yep, just like that. So now we'll be able to clean this up. I'll cut a piece of metal that fits in there, aluminum. Try my hand at welding up a sight glass. All right, now it's onto the rear. Well, as you can see, this sight glass is going to be significantly harder to remove, so we'll see if we can get lucky. now I got the piston and stuff out of this caliper, picked the O-rings out of this thing, and she'll be ready to get cleaned. And then we're going to try to remove the sight glass from that master cylinder. I'm going to take a little bit different approach on this one. I'm going to drill a small hole. Hopefully I can get through the plastic and that stainless window ring back there. I'm going to try to run a screw in and just pull it out, see what happens. I got that sight glass out. It's a little more work than I thought it was going to be, but got it out. And same thing, I'm going to cut a round piece of aluminum, stuff it in there, see if we can't weld these up. But first, all these parts need to go to the ultrasonic, so let's head that way. Everything's out of the ultrasonic. I'm still going to blast these and just, they're stained from some mud, but they're cleaned up where I need to weld them. I made these little plugs. I actually used a hole saw and I got really lucky because they couldn't be any more perfect for size. I'll chamfer the edges and then weld the center hole up from the back first and weld the other side up and try to get them welded in. Got the edges chamfered, so when I drop them in the hole I got some good angles to fill, and then I actually chamfered the hole on both sides so that when I fill the center hole it's welded all the way through. I'm not a professional welder. Just remember, weld your best, grind the rest. Got those sight glasses welded up. Next episode, we're gonna be cleaning casting marks, probably get some shock work in, and hopefully some Cerakote. So stay tuned. I got a pretty cool color in mind for a lot of these parts. That's gonna conclude this episode. Like and subscribe. Keep it rolling, and remember, stock is just a starting point. Say see you next time.